On Monday, a judge from Rhode Island said that the Trump administration failed to comply with a court order to unfreeze billions of dollars and must immediately comply. This is just one of about 40 lawsuits, all arguing that Trump is acting outside the law. On the other hand, Trump's team, including Vice President J.D. Vance, says that Trump's actions are lawful and that these activist judges aren't allowed to control the executive's legitimate power and undermine the will of the American people. The next day, Trump met with the King of Jordan and answered questions about the relocation of Palestinians. Trump reasserted that the U.S. will remove all Palestinians and take over the Gaza Strip, and that Jordan has already agreed to take 2,000 sick children. When pressed if Jordan was willing to take more Palestinians, the king didn't give a definitive answer, but later on X, he said that Jordan is against the displacement of Palestinians in Gaza and the West Bank. He also added that the unified Arab position is to rebuild Gaza without displacing anyone. Then on Wednesday, it was good news for Russia as the U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth said that NATO membership was unrealistic for Ukraine and that Ukraine should abandon all hope of winning all its territory back from Russia. Trump has not explicitly stated that he supports Russia, rather he seems interested in having access to Ukraine's rare earth minerals. Will he get the deal through Ukraine or Russia? The next day, Trump met with India's Prime Minister, where they briefly discussed their mutual interest in defense, economic issues, and making America, as well as India, great again. However, during the Q&A, Trump was pressed on how he plans to end the Ukraine-Russian war. And while Trump did not give a specific answer, he did say that Ukraine's interest in joining NATO was probably the main reason for the start of the war. So for any negotiations to move forward, that would probably have to be off the table. Then on Friday, a judge extended the block on Doge's access to the Treasury payment systems and is unsure when there will be an official ruling. At this point, there have been roughly 70 lawsuits filed against Trump's actions since he took office less than a month ago, all citing that he's acting illegally. Critics of Trump say that all these lawsuits prove that Trump doesn't respect the balance of power embedded in the US Constitution and that he's working hard to become a dictator. The next day, Trump posted on Truth Social, "He who saves his country does not violate any law." Apparently, this quote is attributed to Napoleon before declaring himself emperor. Critics believe that this post is just one of many trial balloons that Trump puts out there to test the waters and convince his flock that he should have more power. Will Trump follow in Napoleon's footsteps, or is he simply trolling? Finally, on Sunday, European leaders announced plans to meet in Paris on Monday to discuss European security without the United States. They feel that the Trump administration's rhetoric and actions surrounding the Ukraine-Russian war and NATO may be the beginning of a political realignment, and they need a new plan to defend Ukraine and NATO countries if Trump decides to favor Russia.